Viewers, welcome back. We're on to this sewage pump. Boy, what a mess that was. Got it somewhat cleaned out. Here's the old one, by the way. So you know what that gets rid of, right? Number 1 and number 2. That was kind of disgusting. We are still waiting for our compounder dry, so we can get back to that. Hopefully this won't take me too long. What I did notice that the configurations don't seem to be identical. I think the spread between these two pipes here is 7 and something on here, but on the new lid, by the way, here's the old lid. Now it was a metal lid, so it's definitely seen its day. It's all pitted. It was actually falling into the pit as I was taking it out. Not cool. Let's see, now where did I put that new lid? Oh, here's the new lid. This is a composite. I'm thinking this will be a good thing. It does have a way to bolt it down. I don't see that as an option here because the pit itself is as old as the lid. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll try and see if we can do it. I don't want to permanently seal to it because, again, sewage pumps usually require maintenance. I wouldn't want to make it so next person can't. I did see that some of them have a foam seal that come with them. Maybe that'll help us out with that idea. Back into configuring this thing and cleaning up, see if we get this new lid on. We'll be here, so we're back. I've cleaned up the rim of this sewage pump reservoir, and it does seem like there's a standard for these things because these holes actually lined up with holes that are in this reservoir. Now, some of them are filled up in garbage, but I was able to put some blaster in here. Here we go, penetrating blaster. And I put some impact on that, and it actually screwed in. Don't know if I can get every hole to work, but if I can get most of them, that would be great. We're still working on getting things set up. Here's the new pump. Cut this piece of pipe. This stuff's going to have to be redone here because it's not in perfect alignment with what's new. But just moving forward, we'll be back. Well, we're back. There's the old lid, and there's the new one. We did have to improvise on the fastening, but like I said, it must be an industry standard where these bolts are placed because these did line up. Now, there was a few that just had been degraded to a point where they couldn't be reused. I just did some initiative and did self-tapping screws into the lid. We had to do some reconfiguration on the plumbing just because they didn't line up where the other ones were, but it is operational. And now we can get back to the actual bathroom project. Thank you for watching. Well, good morning, viewers. We're back at the sewage pump pit. Wonder why? I really do believe that do-it-yourselfers do get a bad rap. I'm not a do-it-yourselfer per se, but I guess you could call me that. I was in the construction field for over 40 years. I'm not a master plumber, okay, but this is just common sense. I put in the pump, as you saw yesterday, and filled up the pit and just assumed everything would work because there wasn't anything wrong that I saw. But after running it for a while, I discovered that I didn't hear the pump turn on. I was very curious. So I opened up the lid and it was full almost to the top, covering the pump. That shouldn't operate like that, but I also noticed the float, this device right here, was swung way over to the side and upward, never engaging this switch, which turns the pump on. I tried everything I could to secure this a little bit more so it wouldn't go sideways. I said to myself, well, let me go to the troubleshooting guide. Out of their 6 items, they never covered this. During shipping, or during installation, this rubber tether had come disengaged, which would allow the float to do what it's supposed to do, which is stay in that position. Put it back on there. Wouldn't want to go through that again. So this is a cost, I think, measure that Solar took. Okay, so with the tether on, the float can't go sideways. It has to go up this rod, which would then engage the switch. This used to be a rod that came down out of here that will allow this float to go up and down, keeping it stable. It might be cost effective for them, but I don't think it's cost effective for the homeowner or consumer of this product because this could come disengaged, probably by heavy debris, maybe deteriorate over time. But there's not a lot of options of stock items open on a weekend to go buy. So we're going to go reinstall this, but does Zoller take in mind that you have to have this entirely installed before you can test run it. And if you're never directed to check that tether strap, I guess you're going to have to uninstall everything, because I had to cut all my piping back out and have to redo it all over again. That's a very big waste of time. So that's what I'm up to. I think I'll also attach a photo of this pump versus the older pump to give you a better idea what I'm talking about. See if I can do that a little later. After I reinstall the pump, got the pump back in the pit. We have put in some patio block down at the bottom, and we also, don't know if you really can see it, there's a 3/16 hole right there. Tether's attached, tether strap, and they do have to take time to position it so it comes up through the holes of the lid. I don't think that I disrupted it, but the only way you're going to check that is by installing everything all over again. Corey says hello. He loves to smell the sewage pump. Okay guys, so we're back. The pump's reinstalled. I did check it. It does run. Did a little bit more work. I'm going to make another video in detail about the work that we did here with the pump. It may help those who run into that problem that I ran into. We're back onto the bathroom taping and perhaps laying out some wainscoting today. We'll catch you a little later. Thanks for watching.